So what I wanted to do is show you my little collection of engines. It really is quite little. This is my newest acquisition. Paid $15 for it on eBay. It's all original paint. Not much wrong with it. It just doesn't have a spark, and it's got a crack in the carburetor. Right there. But I think I can solder that or fix that somehow. It actually has a pretty good seal though, so I don't know if I'm going to worry about that too much. It's in excellent shape. There's no chipped or missing fins. The air vent governor works like a charm. There's probably some linkage pieces missing, but otherwise it's a complete engine. This engine I don't know if I'll keep or sell yet. It's a 6 horsepower Briggs & Stratton. I don't know what model. I need to look that up. Overall, it's in really good shape. Definitely one of the better engines in my collection, although not one of the older ones. My main issue with wanting to keep this and the cream engine I'll show you in a minute is this. I have no clue how to get that off so far. I'm sure I'll figure something out, but for the moment I just don't have time for it. I would rather get that Rio or one of my other engines running. Currently this is literally my only running engine. Made a homemade buzz coil for it. Let me lift that garage up for you. Garage door up. Get a better look at it. She has a little bit of a knock. It didn't do that when I first got it, but it's developed it since I've had it. I don't know why. I've kept it greased up since I've had it, so that shouldn't be it. But as you can see, I'm not running it very hard anyways. I keep the spark retarded so it doesn't fire too hard, and that seems to work just fine for me. Makes it a whole lot easier to get it to run slower. You can hear it backfire a little bit once in a while. That's because the intake valve is every rotation it's letting a little bit of gas in. It really needs to be reseated or to have the I'm not sure if these engines have valve guides. I'm fairly new to hit and miss engines in general. Probably needs a new valve guide in it, but overall it's in great shape. Most of this is not actually rust. I've actually looked at it recently. It's really heavily dried oil and grease. Like, you can't hardly get it off with a hammer. But in some spots there's little hints of green if I scrape it a little bit. I'm looking into getting a muffler for it. But eventually I'll get to it. Don't mind the mess. They've got a million things going on up here. I don't know where that came from. We found it sitting in front of the garage door one day. I guess our neighbors know that I'm into engines. It's not really my cup of tea. I may trade it out to get another one of my engines, a bushing put in. This has been a project for about 12 years. This is a Continental model AA7B. These are quite rare. This is probably the rarest engine in my collection. It has a it has special features on it, like this mag, and you can see the oil filler that I haven't seen on other Continentals. I have never seen one run in person. Yeah, you know, it needs work, but I've finally, with the acquisition of this little parts engine, I have everything I need to get it running. This one uses an aerial vane governor. This one had a originally had some flyweights in that little housing under the gas tank, if you can see it. Yeah, that little housing right there. For now, I'm just going to run it off the aerial vane governor and just to get it running, and I'll see if I can't have some parts made to get the original going. This little engine is in excellent shape. The only thing keeping my newest Briggs & Strattons from running, which is this one and that rusty one over on the side, is just spark. The reason I haven't gotten to it is I just don't know how to get the, you see that in there? I don't know how to get the, get that off the flywheel so I can get the flywheel off and check the points. I think it's just a minor thing of cleaning the points and maybe changing the condenser. We'll have to see. But this has the best patina of all my engines. Very original. This was my first little engine. I've got the blower housing somewhere. I think it's in the sandblasting cabinet. I haven't had it run in 4 or 5 years just because it needs some stuff done to it. It needs valve guides, rings, and it really just needs to be gone through. I have on my channel, you can see a video of it after we first restored it. It's very nice when we had it. I'm probably going to take it back to that look. It's not really a stock. It's stock colors, I guess, but it's not a stock look. But, you know, it works for me. This is a little Tecumseh. This is an engine I've had for a long time. Poor little guy. Really needs a bushing. It needs a rear bushing replaced. And we've just never gotten to it. And, you know, I'm probably going to... It's really new compared to the rest of these engines, but I got it for free, and you know, it was from a friend, so I've just decided to keep it, you know. And you know, if I wait long enough, one day it'll be as old as these engines, you know. And I'm gonna take that Tecumseh, and I don't know what this is. It's oh, this is another Tecumseh. I didn't realize that. Just noticed the sticker for the first time. I'm going to probably give this one to the a Lawnmower shop and trade for putting a bushing in that Tecumseh just to get it running. Got way too many projects around here. I mean, Dad's restoring that Corvair, 1963. He's gonna put the big valve engine, he thinks, or he may keep the turbo. I don't know. We're definitely going to start taking that engine to engine shows, though. Mount it up. We've got a little cart for it. Usually used for lowering and raising the engines in and out of the cars, and you know, it hasn't run in a month and a half, so you know, it really needs to get out and be run. You know, that's not a cheap engine. That's actually a a GM factory replacement engine. You don't find them too often. It's only got 20,000 miles on it. This is the pride of our fleet. We call her Cool Breeze. She's a wonderful old car. She needs a couple of wheel bearings and the U-joints replaced, and you know, it's got a lot of old original parts. Originally, and the reason this car was kept is because it was a four-door with factory AC, which was a pretty rare option. They didn't build too many of them, and not very many of them were saved. Well, I don't know, I guess quite a few were made, but nobody really saved the four doors. So you're not going to see too many four doors with factory AC. This is a project in the making. We've had it for 3 years. As you can tell, we're really slow with doing things around here. Got a bunch of random Corvair parts. I don't know if I'm going to keep it black or paint it green or red. Dad really wants to paint it black, and it does look pretty good. I may do that for now and then change it back to stock color years later. Although I kind of wish he hadn't started painting it, because that crankshaft and flywheels actually have some original paint on them, and Dad actually got rid of the original paint on this block. So I don't know, I may or may not go stock. I'm sure we've really just gone too far with it at this point for it to really matter. Yeah. And I haven't really had to do anything to get this engine running. It ran when I bought it. This cart was originally made for the 3-horse Fairbanks throttle governed engine back there. They were rebuilding, and we just happened to have it laying around, so we just stuck this little engine on it because we got tired of trying to pick it up all the time. It runs really well. It backfires a lot. But, you know. It's a pretty good little engine. You know, please don't thumb it down because I'm running it like this. It for the most part, it seems to handle it pretty good. I'm not letting it hit too hard. And this is the slowest I've actually gotten it to run is right now today. At least, well, I've gotten it to run a little slower, but it never was able to maintain it. So this is pretty good. For a while I was using that muffler under there for it. The big one, not the little bitty one. And right after I completed this buzz coil, the antique one I bought back in March, April, finally burned up and gave out. Too much voltage running through, but it wouldn't work right on 6 volts. It wouldn't make that hot of a spark. I may go back and eventually just see about replacing the condenser in there. I think that's what it is. I think the condenser's dead. I don't think it's the coil itself. I've got this little box. Eventually I hope to get a battery small enough to fit in it. I just haven't gotten to it. And if I can do that, I'll rewire this whole coil assembly and stick it in there, and it'll go on there. Let me know what you think. And please don't forget to rate, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Have a great day.